over to the leader of the House Freedom Caucus, my friend Bob Good.
Thank you, Congressman Gaetz.
It's a good day for America, ladies and gentlemen. Trump is in court, and his sycophants are getting called bootlickers at their press conference while trying to violate his gag order for him. But it's also a little concerning, considering that Matt Gaetz is there, because I don't know about you, but I've never had a pair of boots that lasted 18 years. Republicans are shirking their civic duties yet again to get a good sniff of putrid power, which I can only assume smells exactly like the swamp Trump wanted to drain from Washington.
We are going to Washington, D.C., and we are going to drain the swamp.
But ended up draining from his bowels.
Donald Trump is actually farting in the courtroom, and that it's very stinky around him. It's a putrid odor.
It's nice to see that some of my colleagues on the other side could make it today. I don't know if that means that there weren't enough seats in the courtroom in New York. Damn! But I know that the Oversight Committee canceled a hearing that was supposed to happen right now on this matter so that they could be at the president's trial. I know some members will miss this vote because they want to be at the president's trial. And I don't think that anything could animate the phrase, "do nothing Congress," more than missing votes and canceling hearings to go up and be a spectator at your cult leader's trial. That is the definition of do nothing Congress. But I'm here for a celebration because, let's raise a glass. It's been about 2 years this week. May 12 is when Jim Jordan, our chairman, was subpoenaed and asked to comply with his subpoena for his role, his interaction with the former president.
Classic Republicans, even the ones that aren't licking the trickle of diarrhea streaming down to Trump's boots in New York like Jim Jordan, still aren't doing jack shit. And you love to see it called out like that, with props. I think Eric Swalwell might need his own late night show soon, because he's been absolutely eviscerating Republicans recently. In case you missed it, here's him dunking on Marjorie Taylor Greene yesterday.
And so to me, when I hear some of my colleagues, again, not all of them, but some of them on this committee thump their chest and say that they back the blue, but then they're going to call a January 6th convict a hostage, that's not back in the blue, that's back in the coup. And when some of them say that they back the blue, but the second the blue raids the house of their preferred candidate for president, that's not backing the blue, that's backing a fool. And so I'm all about supporting law enforcement and honoring them during Police Week. But we got to be consistent.
This during National Police Week, no less. But folks, on the note of late night, it's finally time for another round of America's new favorite game show, Who's in Court for Trump Today? And it is an absolute all-star lineup.
I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
We have Anna Paulina Luna, a former stripper turned Turning Point USA influencer turned congresswoman. Her most recent effort in Congress? A bill to give Trump a gold medal. Next we have Lauren Boebert, a lady who jacked off a guy in a public theater, and a mother who didn't go to a court hearing a few days ago with her 18-year-old son, who is facing multiple charges of burglary and identity theft. She didn't even help him get a lawyer. And rounding out the lineup is Matt Gaetz, the man who tanked Congress and orchestrated the removal of Kevin McCarthy because McCarthy wouldn't shut down an ethics investigation into his activities with underage girls.
And I'll give you the truth why I'm not speaker. It's because one person, a member of Congress, wanted me to stop an ethics complaint because he slept with a 17-year-old. An ethics complaint that started before I ever became speaker, and that's illegal, and I'm not going to get in the middle. Did he do it or not? I don't know. But an ethics is looking at it. There's other people in jail because of it. And he wanted me to influence it.
What an absolute joke the GOP has become.
People are fed up with this. They're looking at Republicans in Washington and laughing at us. They think we are a complete joke, and I'll say it over and over again.
That's right, Marjorie. We sure are. 10 points for you. But can you blame us when people like Matt Gaetz make it so easy by just giving up the gun?
We're here of our own volition because there are things we can say that President Trump is unjustly not allowed to say. This is a corrupt judge. These are corrupted witnesses. This is a corrupt prosecution that belies any sense of the facts or the law. And so we're going to keep speaking out against this. We're going to keep fighting against this. And we will head back to Washington as House conservatives, saying that these undemocratic efforts must be stopped. They must be defunded. We must use our Article 1 powers to stand against election interference.
Good boy, Gaetz. Now sit, pause. Good boy. I'd offer you Ivanka as a treat, but she's far outside your age range, and frankly, I want her for myself.
I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Oh, it's so weird.
Yikes. Which actually is a sentiment that pretty well sums up this next clip, where Lauren Boebert yaps into the mic while the crowd chants Beetlejuice at her, and her colleagues all
Off. So much. And I want all of the news to start asking the question, what is the crime? Because everyone in this court has not been informed of what the crime is. The defendant does not know the crime that was committed.
Okay, that is a pretty bad look, especially considering she's usually the one being forced to leave. But at least nobody did anything outrageously stupid.
This is their intent, to put him behind bars, and the American people are going to say no. They're not going to put an innocent man behind bars. I don't know what kind of political theater they want to keep going. This is a kangaroo court, pure and simple.
Oh God, holding up a picture of Trump behind bars that nobody can see? Guys, can you at least try to thinly veil the charade? You're making it way too easy to tell you're nothing more than puppets and Diaper Don is holding the strings. Parallels are uncanny. You bring paper printouts to prove a non-existent point, you spew the exact same nonsense Trump was getting fined for saying, and you're so agonizing to be around, you can clear an entire room just by opening one of your holes. Do you honestly think this is helping at all? Like, what are we trying to prove here?
How does this hit with anybody who's watching this trial?
Look, I think it's just showing the rest of the Republican base that they have a permission structure, maybe because this guy is a criminal defendant right now. They have a permission structure. It's okay. You can come back home to Donald Trump. We're all giving him our stamp of approval. But what it should really show Americans more broadly is that these people are supplicants. Right. They stand for nothing. They have no integrity, no dignity, no principles, assuming they ever had any of those things. And they will just cast off any of what they claim to stand for in blind deference to Donald Trump. And especially someone like Mike Johnson, who views himself as the world's greatest defender of the Bible, to then show up in New York voluntarily and defend a guy who is facing 34 criminal charges for falsifying business records related to hush money payouts for an affair he had while his wife was at home with their infant son, is just so beyond the bounds of logic and decency that, like, it just goes to show that anything these people have claimed that they stood for means absolutely nothing. They stand for power. They stand for, their deference to Donald Trump and nothing else.
Ah, yes. Absolute power, devotion to a demagogue, and deference to a single authoritarian man. Just like the principles we were founded on. God save King Trump, the only man who can make America Germany again. Thanks for watching, folks. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new here, and hit that bell notification. It really helps the channel out. And let me know your thoughts in those comments down below. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you all in the next one.